Shade gardens offer more than just relief from the sun. Whether you're dreaming of a shady nook for morning coffee, a hidden dining space, or a quiet spot to rest, designing a shade garden can be both relaxing and rewarding. Hi, I'm Mitch Weber, a University of Missouri Extension Master Gardener. Welcome to another video in our shade gardening series. Today, we're diving into the fun and fundamentals of designing your own shade garden. The first design component is structure. Sketch out what's already in your space, from trees, shrubs, slopes, drainage spots. Take note of how the light moves throughout the day and what kind of shade you actually have. Light, partial, full, or dense shade. Don't forget existing features like pathways, patios, or decorative elements like bird baths and pergolas. These are the bones of your garden. Next, and maybe the most important design component, your theme. It will help guide your plant choices and layout. Let's look at a few fun ideas. Maybe you'd like a formal theme. Here's a beautiful home garden in Kansas City that includes classic formal elements. An elegant focal point, clipped hedges, more green plants than colorful ones, and meticulous lawns with controlled borders. The pool area highlights symmetry, straight lines, and geometric shapes. The overall effect? Serenity and sophistication. A Japanese-inspired garden theme is similar to a formal garden. A Japanese-inspired garden is carefully planned. Key design elements include calming water features, stone lanterns, symbolic rock, winding paths, and well-placed plants. If your space is big enough, you can even use a design trick called borrowed views. This is where you view into a neighboring space, enhancing the area you're standing in. Together, these elements create a feeling of tranquility and balance. Maybe control and symmetry aren't your style. If you prefer a garden bursting with life and color, consider a cottage garden theme. Think a loose, informal layout, lots of colors and textures, romantic elements, natural materials, and wild winding paths. In a cottage garden, it's totally okay if plants mingle with their neighbors or creep into paths. It gives a feeling of carefree nostalgia. Speaking of bursting with life, gardens designed for pollinators are incredibly popular. They welcome butterflies, bees, and other pollinators by providing food, water, shelter, host plants, and a pesticide-free zone. Use native plants with different bloom times to provide a season-long buffet. Shallow puddles, natural or handmade, give them water and minerals. Milkweed for monarchs. Brush piles are perfect for fireflies and overwintering butterflies. These gardens look great and fill an important need. Just remember, no pesticides. Now, if you have kids or you yourself love a touch of magic and whimsy, think about a fairy garden. A shaded area is perfect since we imagine fairies living in mossy forest homes. Your fairy garden might include small, delicate plants, moss, ferns, tiny doors and pathways, playful art, and miniature creatures. Here's a fun idea: a solar mushroom light to light the way for the fairies at night. Add a small water feature, because even fairies need to hydrate. The whole design should spark wonder and imagination, especially for kids. So, those are just a few themes you could try, but the sky's the limit. Maybe you want to show off a hosta collection, display vintage finds, or create a space just for reflection. If it ties the look together, it works. Once you've chosen a theme, it's time to pick your plants. Shade gardens are a chance to play with foliage. Think bold leaves, soft ferns, and pops of color from blooms. Mix heights, shapes, and textures to keep it interesting year-round, even in the shade. Your garden can be full of life and color. The third design element, ground cover. And I'm not just talking about ground cover plants. I mean what you'll cover the open spaces between the plants with. It might be low-growing plants, but you've got other options too. For cottage or wildlife themes, chipped wood, compost, or pine straw. For a Japanese-themed garden, try river rock or pea gravel. Whatever you choose, it should look good. Hold moisture, block weeds, and give your garden a polished, natural look. If you want more details about what plants thrive in your shade garden, check out the other videos in our Shady Garden series, what kind of shade is in your garden, and from gloom to gorgeous, shade garden plant pics. The final video in this series will share tips for planting under a tree. Keep an eye out for it. Gardening on a porch, balcony, or rooftop, no problem. Container gardens work great in the shade too, and you can create any of these themes with a few pots and a little creativity. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and check out the links below for more resources. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next video. Until then, we'll see you in the garden.